So it's been 2 years now since the launch of the Sony a7 III, and there's a lot of hype building up now about the Sony a7 IV. When the a7 III launched, it was a groundbreaking camera at its time, with brilliant video features, good low light capabilities, and very good features for photographers as well at a very affordable price. The features the a7 III provides at its price point also appealed to beginners who didn't know what to get at the start and just wanted something that was a good all-rounder and could let them figure out what they want to do next. And with that, the a7 III became the best-selling camera on the market, helping Sony beat Nikon and Canon just last year. Like we've seen with the recent release of the a7 R4 and the a9 II, it has also been 2 years since the release of the a7 III. And with all that lurking rumors and all that hype built up around the upcoming Sony a7 IV, what should Sony do with the a7 IV to ensure there is another successful model from Sony, yet is affordable to both beginners and professionals alike, yet is a jack of all trades like his older brother? So for a start, let's take a brief look at the specs the Sony a7 III has to feature. The Sony a7 III has a 24.2 megapixel full frame BSI CMOS sensor, 693 phase detect and 425 contrast detect autofocus points that covers 93% of the frame, 15 stops of dynamic range at low ISOs, and improved battery life, that is the Z battery, over the a7 II that uses the crappy FW50 batteries, a tiltable touchscreen with limited touch functionalities, as in touch focus only and no touch menu, I don't know why, and it only has 922,000 dots. Most camera screens coming out today have at least 1 to 2 million dots. And to the EVF, and the EVF 2.4 million dots, which if you look hard enough you can tell the quality isn't the best. And when I bought my a7R III, it had a noticeably better screen and viewfinder resolution that made me less comfortable with my a7 III. And a deal breaker for its time, it had 2 card slots, but slot 2 being on the top only being UHS-1 and slot 1 on the bottom being UHS-2. As for photography, 10 frames per second mechanical and silent shutter in full resolution, continuous IAF that's top of the line in the market for stills that sticks onto the eyes like no tomorrow. It unfortunately does not work in movie though, like we see in the a7R4 and the a9 II and the a6600, but the Phase AF works fine as well. Interval shooting for time-lapse, it is brilliant in low light performance, better color science than its previous generation, and in movie mode we have Sony's HLG and S-Log profiles, 1080p up to 120 fps, 4K 24-25p in full frame, and 30p with a slight crop, but both with an output of 8-bit 420 internally at 100, 50 or 25 Mbps, and only 8-bit 422 on the external recorder. And that was my brief overview of the specs the a7 III provides. Within the span of 2 years since the a7 III was released, other camera manufacturers have caught up with the release of the Panasonic S1 line, the Nikon Z series, the new Fuji X-T4, and the EOS R line of cameras, which the EOS R didn't fare so well, but Canon has done it with their EOS R5 with 8K movie, and with floating specs of the EOS R6 out there, it has pretty good specs for what they call an entry-level camera. And being a Sony shooter who currently owns an a7 III, here are some improvements to the a7 III I think Sony can bring out with the new a7 IV. Some things that will be released are pretty obvious with the release of the a7R4 and the a9 II. There is the bigger, beefier body with the dual UHS-2 card slots, and this time them being placed the right way up, and better weather sealing, the new movie IAF and the touch tracking and the same Z battery. In general, as a camera itself, similar number of autofocus points, if not more, but I don't see how they can put more in since it's edge to edge already. A higher resolution viewfinder and screen, and let's hope that this time the touch screen is extended to the menu and not just touch focus, make it a more touchable touchscreen. And since Sony is a company that also manufactures smartphones and televisions, they should at least do something to improve the quality of the screen resolution and colors to match what I'm going to get, and also give me more touch capability. 24 megapixels is good for most people, it's good for me, and if it's going to compromise the already very outstanding low light capabilities of the a7 III, it's okay not to change it. But 26 to 28 megapixels should be fine as well. Anything more than 30 and it will start competing with the R series cameras. Now to the video side of things. Sony mentioned that it is easy to put in 4K 60p at 10-bit 422, and they should, as it is what other camera companies are currently doing, like we see with the Panasonic S1H, the EOS R5, and possibly the upcoming EOS R6. Maybe not the Z series yet, but Fuji X-T4 also has 4K 60. So yes, 4K 60p at 10-bit 422 should be a thing in order to compete with what Canon, Fuji and Panasonic is doing, and to provide us video shooters with more versatility. 1080p should be 120 FPS. I'm fine with that, if not better. Sony should really take a page from Nikon's book. Other than providing the features I've just mentioned, Sony can step it up again. Yes, these features that I've mentioned can be provided in the camera at the affordable price, but for others who may want more options, maybe Sony should provide an option like the Z6 to be sent back and upgraded with better external recording capabilities like raw video, 12-bit 422, 10-bit 444, you get it. And hopefully this time 4K and 1080p be given an option to be recorded at least 400 Mbps. And so guys, that's my expectations for the upcoming Sony a7 IV. But wait, there might be some bad news though. With some of the observations we have seen with the a6600, the a7 R4 and the a9 II, they were not the best upgrades, you can say. So first, let's take a look at the a6600. Over the a6400, it just has a bigger, better battery, which yes, is a very welcome improvement, which means that I don't have to worry about those FW50 batteries anymore. Extra custom button, movie IF, better ergonomic, and a new one for the APS-C lineup, the headphone jack. But other than that, there isn't much significant upgrade over the a6400. IBIS, but the a6500 had it, so as a replacement to the a6500, it should have IBIS too. But other than those features, there isn't much of a significant upgrade over the a6400. 4K 60 could have been a great selling point for this camera, but Sony didn't include it. Next, let's take a look at the a7 R4 over the a7 R3. Dual UHS 2 card slots, better weather sealing, unlimited recording, better viewfinder resolution, more autofocus points, better ergonomics, beefier buttons, movie IF, touch tracking, autofocus. But other than that, there wasn't much of a significant upgrade as well. Again, we could have seen 4K 60, but whatever. And next is the a9 II over the a9. Yes, the original a9 was a very fantastic camera to start off the game, but the a9 II didn't really carry on the fantasticness. You get what I mean? So the a9 II really only improved on the better body feeling, dual UHS 2 card slots, movie IAF, and can't think of any more. Have I said better weather sealing yet? I don't know. And yeah, that's about it. There were some disappointing upgrades where I don't see a point upgrading from the previous camera to the new cameras that were released. The only camera really worth upgrading if you wanted, and only if you wanted, was the a6600. Maybe for its bigger battery and headphone jack. And that's probably what got so many people angry when Sony Alpha rumors said the a7 IV was coming out, and they were just assuming that it would be just another a6600 in an a7R4 body. And honestly, I understand why they are just so mad about this and have lost so much hope with Sony. It's probably because of these disappointing upgrades. So Sony, please impress us with the a7 IV. And so guys, that's what I hope and expect from the Sony a7 IV in order for it to be another popular and successful camera from Sony and to keep up with the market. Do also leave a comment in the comment section below about your thoughts and opinions on the a7 IV so I can have a look as well. And once again, leave a like, subscribe for more, and leave a comment down below if you have any topics you would like me to discuss in a future video. That's it from me today. See you soon.